What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty, back again with another video, and it's time for a new video, and your boy has a lot to say about what happened over the weekend, and our boy DSP, that's right. But before we say anything or do anything, we need to hear a message from our sponsor. Take it away, Phil.
So once again, here we go. This is the yearly time that I will remind everyone. I'll say it publicly right here on the podcast, and you can clip this and you can use it. I, Phil Brunel, do not hit anyone with copyright takedowns or strikes. I do not. I don't pay attention to anyone's content outside of my own. I'm not aware of who on a daily basis is using clips from this channel or any of my other YouTube channels for any purpose, good, bad, or otherwise. I don't care. I'm here to make content just for my people. That's it. I don't care about what anyone else does or says. I don't care if there's hate watchers, detractors. You do whatever you want. I've been through this for almost 16 years now. I'm used to it. I don't care. I'm still here. I'm still thriving. I'm not going anywhere.
Alrighty, Phil. Well, thank you. We appreciate you coming out and leaving that message for us. And now we can proceed. So, like I said, yes, our boy Duty has a lot to say on the topic at hand, WWE Champions. And you know what? You know your boy Duty is a modest individual. I'm humbled. I'm very humbled. But I think I need to take a victory lap. I need to pat. You hear that? Patting myself in the back. That's right. Because I managed to trigger Phil to the point where he actually came on stream and pulled some Hogans. That's right. Pulled Hogans. That's amazing. It's just amazing. I managed to get Phil so unhinged that he essentially proved that he's been lying for the last 7 years. He has. In just a matter of a few days of me talking about WWE Champions and Phil's spending on WWE Champions, it triggered this guy to the point where he decided he wanted to own the meme. And sadly, sometimes when you own the meme owns you. And that's what happened here, folks. So again, before we go anywhere, I have another clip. It's a nice little collage clip. Big ups to Kat for making a minor for making a minor appearance in this video. Well, she's not in here, but the person that Phil was referring to was his lovely wife. So let's watch his little clip, and then of course after that we're gonna play another little clip where Phil talks about, or you see him pulling those Hogans.
Back on and off casually over the course of that year, along with all the other mobile games that I was playing. I was playing Dragon Ball, what was it? Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Marvel Future Fight, and at one point I was playing this Fox cartoon characters card game as well. And I only played it casually. That was the game that I kind of like casually grinded in and just played on and off as a free-to-play game. And I stopped playing it because I lost interest in it. It's a gem breaker game where it's like playing what is it, like Candy Crush or whatever. But that was always the side game that I played. The other games were my major focus at the time. And by the way, I quit all of that stuff when Kat moved in 2018. I quit all mobile games. I don't play them anymore. I got rid of them. I said I'd rather focus time on important stuff with my family and stuff. I don't waste time. They're
end of flashback.
Champions right now live on my stream. Are you ready? I'm going to buy a pack of coins. You ready? All right, here we go. Oh my God, here we go. I purchased a pack of coins in WWE Champions live on stream, everyone. Can you believe it? Oh my, are you ready for this? Folks, I'm going to the loot tab. I'm actually going to the Unbreakable Dragon loot, and I'm clicking. I'm going to pull for WWE Champions live on stream. The Hogans are about to come, brother. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I got some shards of this fucking guy. Who is this?
There you go, folks. Oh my God, that's just a lovely clip of course, Phil trying to own the meme. But sadly, when you try to own the meme sometimes, like I said, the meme owns you. And yeah, that clip right there, just it's beautiful. If you want to watch it, I have the whole video content where you can see Phil raging against me, threatening me, and so on, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind. Of course, all he's doing is just bringing more attention to your boy Duty. Oh, by the way, Phil, I do appreciate you mentioning me and talking about me, because I'm not gonna lie, my analytics have been looking chef's kiss. Just chef's kiss. Pretty sure I'm going to be pulling in as many views as Memology. So big ups to Memology out there. So yeah, right here we have this little clip of Phil from about 6 or 7 years ago trying to convince everyone that he doesn't play mobile games. That's right. Why doesn't he play mobile games? Because he loves his wife so much. And he realized that he became addicted to these mobile games. He did. He admitted, these are his own words. Duty didn't clip this out of content. This is a video straight from Phil's one of Phil's many podcasts or stream, whatever he used to call it, right? And it's him, telling his viewers that he no longer plays mobile game, because of course at that time he was going through some financial hardship, and people kept pointing out, hey dude, you keep begging for money, you keep begging for funds, but yet you're wasting money on mobile games. And of course, he would always tell people, I don't play mobile games. That's a lie. I've never played mobile games. I've never spent a cent on mobile games. And then when he started realizing it was hitting his pocket, and he wasn't pulling in that kind of coin, he decided to do a special message where he sat down and had a heartfelt conversation with his viewers. And he came out and he told everyone, the reason why I don't play mobile games is because I promised my wife. When my wife moved in, and she saw that I was pulling these Hogans, right? I promised to her that I would never do that ever again, right? Right? That's what Phil had you believe. And for many years, we've speculated and we've shown, pretty much information out there that corroborates that Phil is one of the biggest whales in WWE Champions. And if you're not too sure about this, I refer you to the Secret Limited $100,000 video that exposes Phil and shows flat out proof that Phil is one of the major whales when it comes to this WWE Champions game. But I digress on that. So, for years, Phil has talking about it. Just constantly said, I don't play mobile games. That's not me. That's not me. I don't spend money on mobile games. Until last year during the Side Scrollers podcast interview. That's when he modified what he was saying. He went from, I know I don't play mobile games, or I don't play WWE Champions, or I don't spend any money on mobile games, to, yes, I do play mobile games. That's what Phil told the Side Scrollers. And if you need any reference, feel free to go to the Side Scrollers channel. They have a video specifically where it's talking about WWE Champions, and Phil admits that yes, he does play Champions. And they asked him flat out, how much money have you spent on it? And Phil tried to claim, under $1,000. And they rightfully called him out and said, why is anyone who continuously complains and begs his viewers for money because he has a financial burden and a hardship, why would anyone spend $1,000 when they're sitting on stream every day begging for money? And Phil had no excuse. He had no excuse. So, 1 year later, 1.5 years later, we're now here. We're at a point where Phil has so much confidence that he decided that he can do no wrong. He's going to embrace the heel. He's going to embrace the terrible scumbag that he's tried to retcon for the last 7 years to make people believe that he's not that scumbag anymore. That was an act. That wasn't me, or that was me, but I'm no longer that person. I'm now a chill, positive content creator. And he's throwing all that away. He's throwing it all away. He's essentially gotten rid of that LARP. The LARP of 7 years of trying to convince the internet that he's no longer this scumbag. And all it took was the friendship of 2 Canadians and a little bit of money. That's all it took you, Phil. That's sad. Phil has given up his Roman Catholic beliefs, his core principles, everything. He's given all that up because he's noticed that drama content is paying the bills. He's making more money and getting more views than he has in a long time, and it's all due to drama pulling Hogans. You have it. He's even created a segment about me, Duty. And of course, that gets boring after a while. So he'll probably move on to another detractor, memology, Snort Hogan, someone else that annoys and pisses him off. I'm just a target right now, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind, Phil. Again, all you're doing is just bringing attention to me. The number one rule when it comes to streaming, Phil, is never bring attention to your haters or your detractors. You ignore them. But of course, this all goes back to Phil thinking that he's the smartest man in the room. That's what it is. Here's a hint, Phil. And again, everyone always says that, well, Phil tries to claim that I crap on him. All I do is produce slander and so on, and I'm not being productive. And I say that's a lie. You can check my channel, and there's tons of videos where I try to offer advice to Phil. Even when I'm criticizing him, I try to offer him advice. And it may not be the best advice, but at least it's advice. It's something I'm trying to help him fix the problem. For example, how long have I been saying about his crappy background? For years, how long have I been saying he should invest a little bit of money and clean up his background? How long have I been telling him, why don't you get a new gaming PC? How many years have I said all that? And finally, because someone other than me said it, he's now implementing those changes. How many times have I told him to clean up his overlays, clean up his camera, get a better mic, add mic filters? How many years have Duty said that? But Phil will have you believe that all I do is shit on him, which I don't. I don't shit at him. I poke fun at him, and I laugh at his stupidity, and that's because he's a locale. He is. Now, of course, Phil is a different locale. Phil is a delusional locale, which is always the worst locale. You got Boogie and Wings and Review Tech USA. They know their locales. Like, they know their locales, and they accept it. And they try to do their best to run with it. So, okay. But then you have locales like Phil who actually believe they're not locales. And they think that they're so smart that they can outwit everyone. That's the category that Phil is in. He's in that locale category. So he thinks that he can always out-argue someone. That's the reason why he did 5 hours with the side scrollers, because he thought he was going to be able to have an answer for everything they were going to throw at him, and they were going to be amazed at his intelligence, and they were going to decide that, oh my god, Phil is so smart, his detractors must be lying, Phil must be telling the truth, and it just bombed on him. It didn't work out. Right? So now, flash forward a year and a half, and Phil is eating up the friendship that he has from the King of Casinos, and very much like what he does, he always mirrors the person that he kind of admires, I guess. Like he did it with John Rambo, he did it with Panda Lee, he did it with Kat. He takes their personas or their personalities and incorporates it into his personality. Like always saying felted now and seething. I mean, just look at his channel and see how many words, how many times you see seething and felting in his descriptions, and how many times he says it on stream. I could do pig go, put in seething, and I probably get 1,000 responses back. So he thinks that, okay, I'm smart. I'm not like those other locales, which he isn't. He's a different category of locale. He's a delusional locale. So he thinks I'm gonna own the meme. And I'm going to attack my detractors. And he failed one thing. He failed. What's the adage? Failure to learn from your history. What's the adage? Hold on a second. Dude, doesn't want to screw this up. Because that's actually a very good, adage. It has to do with failure. Failure to know your history or something like that. Let's see. Hold on. Your boy Duty's looking it up. Hold on. All right. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, okay. Here it is. All right. Here's the quote. Those who cannot learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That's right. Phil is doomed to repeat the mistakes of other locales. Locales that he talks about, that he's seen on the platform, and he knows exactly what happened to them. And he failed to learn the lesson. And what is the lesson? You don't engage with your detractors. You don't engage with the trolls. Phil, look, okay, Look at what happened with Rich. Rich's failure came about this year because he decided to engage with his detractors and trolls. And he started attacking them. He started talking trash about them. And when you have an army of thousands of people that turn on you and dislike you, it's very hard to handle, Phil. And you already have thousands of people that dislike you, Phil. So you trying to attack detractors and trying to own them, it's going to lead to the same path that it led to Wings, to Boogie, to Review Tech USA, to LTG. You become obsessed with it. You start becoming obsessed with it. And then that obsession goes from talking about them to tracking them. And then that obsession goes to you trying to do ops against them. And then it goes to you trying to recruit people to run ops against those people. And of course, it always comes out. It always comes out in the wash, Phil. But again, you failed to do this. I mean, you could tell from your own history, Phil, that you tried doing this in the past and you got called out for it. How many times did you threaten someone that you were going to dox them because you got their information because they were trolling you or they were doing something that upset you? How many times, Phil? And I know you said, well, I wasn't going to do it anyway. I was just threatening them. It doesn't matter. When you put that threat out, that's a problem. And I learned this week from that, from saying stuff and not being careful with my words. When I made a post about you breaking terms of service, where some people took it as me trying to dog whistle people to report you, which wasn't the case. But again, you have to be careful, Phil. But Phil never learns. Phil is the same person. And I'm amazed, and I got to give Kino Casino props. They managed to do something that the detractors couldn't do. They managed to get Phil to admit that he plays mobile games. The other thing too is that I want to point out here is how easily and available he had it. This wasn't an app that he had to download. No, he had the app in his phone, right? He opened it up. Wasn't like he had to sign into it, right? Because most apps that I use, I hardly ever use them. I have to sign in and so on I have to sign in to those applications, right? He signed it. He opened it up. It was already signed in, right? He already had a payment. He already had payment assigned to it. So there was his credit card or his PayPal or whatever already attached to the mobile game, right? Which tells me, yeah, this man spends. He knew exactly what contest was running. He knew what shards were. He knew everything. This man sat there, and it was like watching a professional poker player trying to teach people how to play the game, where they know all the ins and outs and so on. And he did. And he thought he was going to sit here and just own the meme. And he didn't. All he did was just expose himself right again. So I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to sit there. No one had to try to hack your account or anything. You did it, Phil. You did it. You owned yourself. You owned yourself thinking that you're the smartest man in the room, Phil. That's what you did. So anyway, there you go, Phil. That's all I really had to say about that. Oh, by the way, the last thing I want to say is the next time Phil begs for money and he tells you that he has a financial hardship, he has a big bill coming up, make sure to throw this clip in his face where he actually went in and pulled Hogans. Because again, he shows that he's careless with his money. And just because he wanted to own the meme and own his detractors, he actually went ahead and paid for a pool. He did. The money that the casino folks have been giving him, he wasted God knows whatever amount of money on that. So again, the next time Phil cries poor and begs, you make sure to throw this clip in his face. Hope you guys enjoy it. Peace out.